Good morning. We're just going to give folks a second to come in from the waiting room and make sure that folks are connected to audio and can hear us. Good morning. This is the voting hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, March 30th, 2023. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional testimony accepted this morning. Begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, March 28th, 2023. Item number 1, the Boston Leco Corp. Doing business as Legacy Boston, located at 71 to 79 Warrenton Street, dated the incident November 4th, 2022. Assault and battery employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Thank you, Danny. The alleged victim was going to send video, but we never received any video. I feel as if the employee's testimony was persuasive, and I did not see a violation here.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see enough, especially without having that supposed videos forwarded to us. So I was no better than a 50-50, no violation.
I agree.
No violation. Item number 2, Arguedas Corporation, located at 30 Bennington Street in East Boston, dated the incident November 15th, 2022. Assault and battery, patron on employee in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A, and assault and battery, patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
It was unclear to me from the testimony where this fight actually started, whether any of these people were actually inside the licensed premise. However, I do take issue while they weren't written up for cooperating with the police or lack thereof as it related to the video. It was confusing to me as chair what they were trying to say about the video, and I just didn't buy it. I see no violation for the assault and batteries, but I do see some issues with how they handled their video, and my vote would be to ask them within 2 weeks to submit a written plan that we hand serve to them, that they respond to us within 14 days with a written plan about how they store, retain, and cooperate with police as it relates to video. To me, this is a problem we're hearing over and over at the board. And I believe in this neighborhood, we've heard it too. There's one excuse after another as to why they don't have video or why they didn't provide it to the police.
I agree completely. Can we, so some way to have the docket kind of reflect this messing with the video so we can easily reference it when we're looking back at history, you know?
Yeah, and that's why, yeah, we'll docket it as well, but I also want to docket the receipt within 14 days of this written video plan. So the next time we have a hearing and someone references a video, the commissioners can refer to what is actually in that written plan, what promises they made to the board. Yep. And to the police as far as cooperation. I think that's a missing piece here. We hear over and over again, something was broken, the person wasn't around, they switched providers, but those are just excuses, and they will not be given a second pass at this again.
I agree.
And so the vote is no violation on the assault and batteries in front of us. The board will hand serve a correspondence requesting a written plan about retaining, preserving video and cooperating with police, and that will be returned to the board within 14 days of service of notice.
If we don't receive that board or that correspondence within 14 days, or it's not adequate, then we'll have an informational hearing about this video.
Thank you. Item number 3, Las Palmas Market Inc. doing business as El Palma Restaurant, located at 290 Bennington Street in East Boston. Dated the incident November 20th, 2022, assault and battery, patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
There's nothing the management could have done here. These are two people that had a prior relationship. I see no violation on the part of the licensee.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 4, Decibel Enterprises LLC doing business as D-Bar, located at 1238 to 1242 Dorchester Ave in Dorchester. Date of the incident, December 18th, 2022, assault and battery, patron on patron in the parking lot in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I see no violation.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 5, MW&W Inc. doing business as China Pearl Restaurant located at 5 to 9A Tyler Street. Date of the incident, January 1st, 2023. Premise operating after 2 a.m. posted closing hour at 2:30 a.m. in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I need more time with the video, if that's okay.
Make a motion to defer our vote till next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Referred to next week's voting hearing. Item number 6, Omni Boston Seaport Entertainment LLC doing business as Omni Boston Hotel at the Seaport, located at 450 Summer Street. Date of the incident, November 25th, 2022. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34, and failure to ID patrons for alcohol in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I'll begin and feel free to jump in, commissioners. I'm going to start with this licensee has no history. They did take immediate action to terminate the employee. They put new measures in place. But I'm also going to note for the record that this license covers the entire Omni Boston Hotel at the Seaport, not just this restaurant space. It also includes something I think referred to in the management agreement as a temporary restaurant or as a ancillary restaurant space.
That's right.
I'm going to focus on the actual space where the incident took place. This was 6 people underage that were not ID'd. So they have been written up for persons under 21 times 6 and failure to ID patrons for alcohol times 6. They're not required by law to ID anyone, but their failure to do so is at their own peril. I see a egregious violation here for persons under 21 in possession of alcohol. And I think that what contributed to that was their failure to ID people, which was at their own risk. My vote is for multiple violations here. My vote is for, because they have no history, I am giving them a pass on what would normally be our progressive discipline, which would have been a first warning and a second warning. Now we have 4 incidents that I'm taking a look at, and I'm contemplating a 4-day suspension. But I'm also taking into consideration that this lack of history and their immediate action they took. And I'm trying to weigh that against what I consider something that's so egregious. I'm happy to go forward. I don't know if you have any more comments with what I would like to propose, but I'd like to hear from you guys as well.
Well, first of all, it's definitely egregious. Second of all, my main thought is that they're trying to blame this on one person, one failure. I think with a group like this and the appearance of the patrons, being 16, I think 17, 18, I mean, they were all very young. This cannot be blamed on a single failure. They need to have multiple points of, catching things like this. I've said this before, that every single employee of a place like this needs to be empowered to call out something like this. Someone should have saw this. It can't be just one person. Someone should have saw this and said, hey, those people are too young, like what's going on, and run it up the chain. So I do not accept that excuse that it was, one rogue employee or whatever. So, that's more in line of like, it is still egregious. I don't find that excuse to be acceptable or mitigating or anything like that. Yeah, as far as, definitely I was coming in here with at least talking about skipping the warning. I don't know where we were going to go with it, multiple days or anything like that, but I'm open to it. I didn't have strong feelings about where we're going to fall on it, but I definitely had the mind that I was going to say, this deserves skipping a warning.
Mhm.
So that's what I have to say at the moment.
Yeah, I'm right along the lines with you guys. I think that a group of young looking people like that should not, that shouldn't go unnoticed by this board. What is also disturbing is that they said that it's, this is in social media. Like this is something that according to that group of people, this is something that has been allowed before. And so I think we should definitely keep a closer watch. Whether you guys would consider putting any of those days in abeyance, just to, I don't know, in consideration of the fact that this is the first time that there's been a violation, I'd be willing
So to
to.
piggyback on what you're saying, Commissioner Saxon, those are my thoughts. This is a well-known restaurant group that has a management agreement with this large hotel. Whatever punishment we decide on today could actually be extended to the entire hotel, but I'm not gonna go that far. My proposal is for a 4-day suspension with 2 days held in abeyance for 6 months. And to have those 2 days and the 2 days in abeyance only affect Coquette. I think that sends a message that we're taking this seriously. As Commissioner Curran said, this isn't just a rogue employee. And as Commissioner Saxon said, this will keep them on their toes as far as future actions and encouraging people to do the right thing when they see something that's wrong. And again, if they're before us in the future for something similar, we may decide to look into the details of the management agreement, and we may want to extend this for some future violation to the entire hotel. So my vote is for a 4-day suspension, 2 days held in abeyance, and for it to only apply to the Coquette restaurant space.
Yeah, just in the way of comment, I mean, it is one license that doing stuff like this, they put it all at risk. So I think it's a good compromise to call it like that, and I would agree with that. But they should be on notice that they're putting this whole license at risk every time that they're messing around like this. And make no mistakes, I think that they were, basically messing around here. So, yeah, that I could agree with the 4 days, 2 in abeyance for 6 months, only applying to Coquette. Sounds agreeable.
Yeah, I would agree. And that kind of communication can be, we can certainly communicate that in correspondence to saying that you are putting the entire license at risk.
And that's what's important. They have a management agreement with this hotel. Ultimately, the hotel's gotten into a business agreement with them, and everything's at risk here. They can't operate this way and expect to just have the board look the other way if something like this happens.
So
Going
the
to
vote is-
Commissioner Curran's point that everyone should have an invested interest in making sure they're doing the right thing.
So just to recap, the vote is a 4-day suspension, applying only to the Coquette space. 2 of those days are to be held in abeyance for 6 months.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 7, the licensee failed to appear. We are rescheduling them to the next available hearing date. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. Item number 1, South Bay Cookies LLC, doing business as Crumble Dorchester, located at 25 District Ave in Dorchester, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above. Jessica Gariano, manager, 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. hours of operation.
Sorry, I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 2, V Healthy LLC, doing business as V Healthy, located at 4166 Washington Street in Roslindale, has applied for a common victualler license. Manager, Rosemary Valles, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 3, Bennington Street Donuts LLC, doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, located at 951 Bennington Street in East Boston, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to in one room on the first floor with kitchen in the rear, storage in the basement, also to include an annual outdoor seating on private patio with seating for 12 with the same closing hour, as well as a drive-through window.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 4, Starbucks Corporation, doing business as Starbucks Coffee, located at 850 River Street in Hyde Park, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above. Lorena Nunez, manager, hours of operation 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., which the applicant has since amended to 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 5, the Scoop and Scootery number 3 LLC, doing business as the Scoop and Scootery, located at 360 Washington Street in Brighton, has petitioned to amend the closing hour of the licensed business to Tuesday through Saturday at 1 p.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve. I know there was a request for a 1-year sunset clause, but my vote is just to approve the license for the extension. We can monitor any issues as they arise.
Yep, I'm not really into the sunset clause. Thank you.
I agree.
Item number 6, Tory Boylston Inc. doing business as Tory Japan located at 1110 Boylston Street. Has petitioned to amend the closing hour of the licensed business to 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
There was some vocal opposition to this extension. I did some research and I know that Shah's Halal, which is right next door, has a 2 a.m. license. We actually had another application before us yesterday in the same block requesting a 2 a.m. license with no opposition from the Fenway Civic Association. I see no reason not to grant this extension until 2 a.m.
Yeah, the halal place being open till 2 came up later in the hearing. I
Yeah.
think with some of the same parties, so I don't know what happened when they said that nothing else on the block was open till 2, so. Yeah, I saw it favorably.
I agree.
So the vote is to grant the extension.
Yes,
Item number 7, 507 Mass Ave LLC located at 507 Mass Ave in Roxbury has applied for a lodging house license to be exercised on the above. Manager Armando Hernandez.
I think an issue with some of the correspondence we received was whether or not the number of rentable rooms is actually 8, and we have confirmed in writing that the number of guest rooms is 8. Is that correct, Danny?
That is correct.
Okay, so with that being said, and that being part of the record, my vote is to approve the lodging house license for 8 guest rooms.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 8, Etnia's Restaurant Inc. doing business as Etnia's Restaurant located at 145 Meridian Street in East Boston has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Jose Torres.
I vote to approve. I believe Mr. Hernandez has the appropriate, Mr. Torres has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 9, PT Opco LLC doing business as Pink Taco located at 374 Congress Street has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers of the corporation.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 10, Marriott Resorts Hospitality Corporation doing business as Marriott Custom House located at 3 McKinley Square has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers of the corporation.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 11 was withdrawn by the applicant. Item number 12, Shin Hakata Ramen Corp. doing business as Hakata Ramen located at 173 Mass Ave has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business to Berkeley Noodles Factory.
I vote to approve the change.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 13, H&H LLC doing business as Harborside Inn located at 185 to 187 State Street has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between H&H LLC and Joya Boston LLC.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 14, 11 Fan Pier Restaurant LLC doing business as Serafina located at 11 Fan Pier Boulevard has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to in 1 room on ground floor with various seating areas, 2 bars, kitchen and restrooms, and private dining areas in separate room on ground floor, storage and office space in rear together with a seasonal April to November outdoor patio on private property with 24 seats and an 11 p.m. outdoor closing hour.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 15, 30 Traveler LLC doing business as Bar Mazzana located at 360 Harrison Ave in Roxbury has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to in 1 floor with dining room in 2 rooms, kitchen in 1 room, office in 1 room, and storage, seasonal April to October outdoor patio on private property accessible by 2 private entrances exits with midnight closing hour along Harrison Avenue and Traveler Street with seating for 25 persons, and an additional seasonal April to October outdoor patio on private property between 360 Harrison Ave and 350 Harrison Ave with additional seating for 42 and a midnight closing hour, indoor closing hour 2 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 16, Boston Tavern Company, Inc. doing business as Yellow Door Taqueria located at 300 Harrison Ave in Roxbury has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to tenant space D in 1 room with dining area, bar, kitchen, storage, 2 street level entrances and 3 street level exits, seasonal April to October patio on private property with 12 a.m. closing hour and 20 seats along Harrison Avenue, additional seasonal April to October outdoor patio on private property between 360 Harrison Ave and 350 Harrison Ave with additional seating for 42 and a kiosk service bar with 8 seats and a 12 a.m. closing hour, indoor closing hour 2 a.m.
As I said yesterday, this is a really good outcome from COVID. My vote is to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 7, Tuscan Kitchen of Boston LLC, doing business as Tuscan Kitchen, located at 53 Northern Ave, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to Tuscan Kitchen will consist of approximately 14,573 square feet on 2 floors. First floor will be a small cocktail bar consisting of approximately 1,105 square feet. Second floor will house the remaining 13,468 square feet with 6 rooms, kitchen, bar, dining, storage, and restrooms. There are 4 emergency entrances and exits, the main entrance on the first floor, employee entrance in the rear of the kitchen, emergency exit in the dining room, and an entrance in the bar from the lobby of the main building. There is an approximately 600 square foot private seasonal outdoor patio, weather dependent, March to November, with a seating capacity of 14. Hours of operation are the same as indoor dining.
I think this is another great change coming before the board. I think it will help activate the space and improve the operations of Tuscan Kitchen. My vote is to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 18, BUH2 LLC, located at 52 Temple Place, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to BUHDTX LLC, doing business as Boston Chops at the same location. Brian Pacini, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour, and has petitioned to pledge the license to Zader Investments LLC.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 19, Tasty Burger Corporation, doing business as Tasty Burger, located at 1301 Boylston Street, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Our Father's Deli LLC, doing business as Our Father's Deli at the same location. Philip Aldino, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 20, Pacific Theaters Exhibition Corp., doing business as ArcLight Cinemas, located at 100 Legends Way, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to American Multi-Cinema Inc., doing business as AMC Theaters at the same location. Samuel Muchiri, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour, and has petitioned to update the description of premise to premise located at 100 Legends Way, also known as 60 Causeway Street, on 4 floors. First floor to be licensed 1 room with 2 entrances and exits, 2,547 square feet. Second floor mezzanine, 1 room with 2 entrances and exits, 5,382 square feet. Second floor with 6 auditoriums, concession area, lobby, and storage areas, 26,116 square feet. Third floor with 9 auditoriums, concession area, lobby, and storage area, 36,422 square feet. Total square footage, 71,467.
My vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
And is Mr. Muchiri already manager of record approved by this board? If not, I vote to approve him.
He is not yet.
Okay, sorry, I missed that one.
I vote to approve as well. Did they ask for a temporary CV here? Is this one of
They
them?
did ask for a temporary CV, that's correct.
I agree with the manager of record and the temporary CV.
I do as well.
Thank you. Chairman Joyce, you are in agreement with the temporary CV as well?
Yes.
Item number 21, Lee Side Restaurant Inc., doing business as the Whiskey Priest, located at 150 Northern Ave in South Boston, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Savor Restaurant LLC, doing business as Savor Restaurant at the same location. David Doyle, manager, 12 a.m. closing hour, has petitioned to amend the description of the premise to venue located at 150 Seaport Boulevard, aka 150 Northern Ave, consisting of 10,290 square feet, 2 floors of the mezzanine for stock. First floor seating for 130, 2 bar dining areas, bar 1 seating for 27, lounge dining for 14, bar dining for 8, general dining for 29, cocktail lounge for 4, and private annual patio to close at 10 p.m. with capacity for 48 patrons. Second floor, 2 dining areas for 159, bar for 9, bar dining 14, dining area number 1 for 18, dining area number 2 for 36, private dining room for 14, cocktail lounge for 4, and outside private annual patio to consist of 64 patrons with a 10 p.m. patio closing. Hours of operation 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday. And lastly, is petition to pledge the license to Northern Bank and Trust Company.
Thanks, Danny. I just want to state for the record, they did send correspondence that they are in compliance with the provisions of their Chapter 91 license. My vote is to approve Mr. Doyle as manager of record. I believe he has a character and fitness. I also approve the transfer to this location. Well, the transfer, it's already at this location, and the 10 a.m. Sunday opening.
I agree with all.
I agree as well.
Thank you. Just to clarify, DEP sent over a copy of their Chapter 91 license. They're not open, we don't know if they're in compliance, but they sent over a copy of the
Okay.
license that they received.
Thank you.
Item number 22, Maru LLC doing business as Maru located at 10 Huntington Ave has petitioned to transfer the license and location from the above to JTBC Inc. doing business as Jiangnan located at 177 Tremont Street. Solin Ting manager, closing hour 1 a.m. Has also petitioned to change the category of its license to a wine, small beverages and liqueurs license. And lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license to New Valley Bank and Trust.
I vote to approve Mr. Ting as manager of record, to approve the change of category, and to approve the pledge as well as the transfer.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 23, Jay's Cafe and Grill Inc. doing business as Shun's Kitchen located at 520 Columbus Ave in Roxbury has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to G&V Ice Cream and Sub Inc. doing business as Don't Tell Auntie located at 1122 Boylston Street. Closing hour 2 a.m. Niral Patel manager, and has also petitioned to pledge the license to Rockland Trust.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 24, Big Night Venues Boston 1 LLC doing business as Red Lantern located at 41 to 45 Stanhope Street has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Legends Music LLC located at 800 Boylston Street. Justin Rink manager, closing hour 2 a.m. And they have also requested the granting of a temporary CV.
Thanks, Danny. I approve the transfer. I approve Mr. Rink as the manager of record and the request for the temporary CV.
I agree with everything.
I agree as well.
Item 25, Long Live Roxbury Inc. doing business as Long Live Beer Works located at 152 Hampton Street in Roxbury has applied for a farmer brewery malt beverages only pouring license to be exercised on the above. Manager Christy Lee Martin, closing time 2 a.m.
I vote to approve Ms. Martin as manager of record and the closing time, as well as the pouring license.
I agree.
Is that right?
I agree as well.
Items 26 and 27, Castle Island C2H LLC doing business as Castle Island Brewing Company located at 10 Old Colony Ave in South Boston has applied for a farmer winery pouring license and a combined 19H farmer winery and brewery pouring license to be exercised on the above. Manager Adam Romanov, closing time 12 a.m.
I vote to approve the pouring license. And I think Mr. Romanov is already the approved manager of record.
He is.
So my vote is to approve.
My vote is to approve both. Yep.
Yes.
I agree.
Thank you. Item 28, Dan Food Service Corp. doing business as Gachi Sushi and Noodles located at 1 Harborside Drive in East Boston has applied for an airport common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. Manager Helena Germesa, closing time 10 p.m.
I vote to approve the application for a license at this location and to approve Ms. Garmesa as a manager of record.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 29, Kura Sushi USA Inc. doing business as Kura Revolving Sushi Bar located at 39A District Ave in Dorchester has applied for a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Manager Rashad Johnson, closing time 10 p.m.
I vote to approve Mr. Johnson as a manager of record at this location and the application for this license.
I agree.
And I think there was a temporary Vic for this one too, wasn't? No?
Was there? Could have been.
I don't believe there was, but we can ask if they are requesting one.
We'll approve it anyways, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought there was more than one temporary victular.
We've done two.
Yes.
Yep,
The
there
one
were two.
legend.
Okay, all right, thanks.
But let's just do it just in
Just in
case.
Why not? All
It's an
right,
exciting concept.
They might be ready to go.
so the vote, sorry, was to grant this pending availability to just
Pending availability,
Temporary
which
CD they don't even want.
exactly.
pending availability, which we know there is at this location.
Moving on to non-hearing transactions, the following are applying for a new common victular license at a previously licensed location. Item 1, Boston Scoop Shops Inc. doing business as Ben & Jerry's located at 61 Brookline Ave. Bonnie Blom, manager of record, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 12 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, PR Restaurants LLC doing business as Panera Bread at 364 Brookline Ave. This is within Beth Israel Hospital. Greg Tressaloni, manager of record, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 3, Julio C. AC doing business as El Sabroson Taqueria located at 88 Chelsea Street in East Boston. Julio C. AC, manager of record, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 4, Evolution Resources LLC doing business as Soleil Restaurant located at 100 Hanover Street. This is a kiosk in the Boston Public Market. Cheryl Strotter, manager of record, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Very happy to see this before us today. My vote is to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item number 5, UC New England LLC doing business as the Upper Crust Pizzeria located at 683 Tremont Street. Rami Katapa, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victular licenses. Item number 1, MVC 40B LLC, doing business as the Revolution Hotel at 40 Berkeley Street, has petitioned to change the location of the common victular only license within the existing building to located on the lower level. Has also petitioned to change an officer to Mohsen Vasali. And lastly, to change the hours of operation to 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 2, Don Tequeño y Doña Arepa LLC, doing business as Don Tequeño y Doña Arepa, located at 491 Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester, has petitioned to change their corporate name to DTDA Enterprises, Inc.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 3, Raising Cane's Restaurant LLC, doing business as Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, located at 755 Boylston Street, has petitioned to change the manager to Christopher Mariani.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 4, Jaffray Corporation, doing business as El Rinconcito, located at 226 Sumner Street in East Boston, has petitioned to change the officers to Nelson Munera and Marcela Munera.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing dormitory licenses. Item number 1, ACCOP Columbus Ave LLC, located at 742 to 744 Columbus Ave, has applied for a change of manager to Imani Fountain.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And items 2 through 6, Suffolk University, located at 5 locations at 10 West Street, 150 Tremont, 10 Somerset, 1 Court Street, and 523 to 525 Washington Street, has applied to change the manager to Matthew Lagor.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Following have applied for a 1-day amendment to their existing license. Item number 1, the Catered Affair, Inc., doing business as the Catered Affair at the Boston Public Library, located at 700 Boylston Street, has applied for an amendment to their existing license to include extending the service of alcoholic beverages to a controlled area outside the News Feed Cafe in Boylston Hall via the Boylston Street entrance in the Finish Line VIP area for the Boston Marathon, which will be closed off by a crowd control barricade. Alcohol will not be allowed outside the controlled area on April 17th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as
And item number 2, Notch Brighton Taproom LLC, located at 1420 to 1440 Soldiers Field Road in Brighton, has applied for an amendment to their existing license to include extending the premise to the unlicensed Garage B for a vintage vendor market on April 6th from 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Board has before them a list of special 1-day liquor applications, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board. And we do have some items on old and new business to vote on, which the board deferred disposition of. Item number 1, the board deferred the following to allow for completion of the community process, which has since occurred. This is a transfer from Itadaki LLC, doing business as Itadaki, located at 267 to 269 Newbury Street. Transfer to Pinky's Up LLC, doing business as Pinky's at the same location. Richard Sullivan, manager, closing hour 1 a.m. Has also petitioned to update the description of the premise to 2,357 square feet on 1 floor in 2 rooms at the front with seating and a bar per customer with kitchen, storage, and restrooms in the rear, and seasonal patio on private property with seating for 48, closing hour 10 p.m. And has petitioned to pledge the license to 267 to 269 NSR LLC, The board is in receipt of a letter of non-opposition from the Neighborhood Association of the Back Bay.
Thanks, Danny. My vote is to approve. All that
I
is
agree.
requested.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 2, the board deferred the disposition of the following violation to allow the board to review and present testimony and evidence. Inshallah Inc. doing business as Crave, located at 128 Brighton Ave in Alston. Date of the incident was January 8th, 2023. Premise providing bottle service to patrons without authorization in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I do not see a violation here.
Yep.
But I do think we need some correspondence from the board regarding bottle service.
And maybe cooperation too. I think that might have been a confusing factor in the hearing. It kind of turned over to their actions in response to the inquiry.
Thank you.
I
Yes.
agree. Yeah.
No violation, correspondence from the board.
Mhm.
And item number 3, for acknowledgement, the board is in receipt of correspondence from Kachi LLC doing business as La Cancun, located at 192.5 Summer Street in East Boston, notifying the board of its closure and its intent to transfer the license.
Vote to approve.
Yes.
Those are all of the items before the board this week. Thank you, everybody. And that will adjourn this morning's hearing. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Danny.
Thank you. Have a
guys.
good week.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.